This is part 2 of the series where I make Winx characters on The Sims 3, and this time I'll be making Palladium and Wizgiz. So that's the two elf teachers in Alphia. So I'm starting with Palladium. I've got his picture here. And I've made him an adult because I think I'm gonna make all the Winx as young adults, so the teachers have to at least be adults. And I've used his season 2 reference on this rather than the first season because I feel like he just stays in this form for longer at least. I think his hair color is matching quite well. There's not like such a majestic hairstyles on The Sims 3, so right now he's gonna have like this kind of slick back situation, but we're gonna live with it for a while. I think the most characteristic thing is gonna be his elf ears, which at least on The Sims 3 that exists, and that's a very good feature in this case. So for an outfit, again, I'm gonna match his season 2 outfit, which he has this quite fancy suit with like the waistcoat and like the puff shoulders and like the ascot. Is that what it's called? Like the little scarf he's got in the middle. But there's no fancy scarf on The Sims 3, so he's gonna get this winter one, despite the fact that it's not always gonna be winter. But at least, you know, it gets a suit, it gets a scarf that's good enough. And I've given him like the quite high eyebrows as well, like every single one of the other characters, but that's alright. And I think I'm just gonna try to match his face shape a bit so that he has like the cheekbone and the jaw to make him look more elf-like. And yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do. Give him a very defined face for his season 2 version. The elf ears, I think they're quite subtle with the way that this hairstyle looks, because in the cartoon he has the bit of hair coming up from the front. In this one he doesn't. So his elf ears are kind of they're kind of hidden under all of this hair. So I'm trying to make them a bit more obvious in this, as obvious as it's possible, which is not really possible, but we move. Yeah, the rest of his eye color I think was like this kind of hazel eye color. But you know, they all kind of have the same eyes on the cartoon, so trying to make something that works with the rest of his facial features. Yeah. The clothing obviously is not going to be as majestic, but the color matching I think is important. It has like this quite pale white, not white, kind of cream trousers and shirt, which work with what he has on right now. The shoes, I don't know if we ever see him wear the specific type of shoes he's wearing, but I thought that, like, you know, this type of brown boot would be something that he would wear. Because again, this is sort of like a representation of them if they were, well, not humans clearly because he has his elf ears, but if they existed in a Sims universe or like a human-ish universe. The rest of the outfits don't really matter because we'll never see him in the game, or we never see him in any other outfit in the cartoon either. So they're just whatever to fill in tick the rest of the boxes for The Sims. His traits, I gave him computer whiz, genius, green thumb, good obviously, because you know he's good. And what else did I give him? I think I tried to give him traits that match his like teacher status. I think he teaches potions in the Winx universe. Oh, and green thumb, yeah, computer. Oh, and clumsy. I made him clumsy. That's the one. Because I think this is kind of a season 1 thing, but he is portrayed as a bit, you know, goofy or a bit clumsy or a bit, you know, introverted. The rest of the options are whatever. But I made him genius because he has like his simulator, and that's the computer whiz feature as well. They all go in the simulator at all times. Green thumb, I think he has the potions, and he's good with animals, I think, as well. So these are all kind of traits that match the sciencey vibe for him. Then for Wizgiz, I made him an old man. So he was a bit of a tough one to make in the first place because I don't think he counts exactly as an elf. I think he counts as a leprechaun. I can't change the height of the Sims, so I couldn't exactly emphasize that he is a leprechaun. So we're gonna deal with him as an old man in this universe who's the same height as everyone else, but significantly weirder. So they didn't have obviously this like elfish hat, like this magical being hat. So we have to go with this. And even less they have the hairstyle or the sideburns. There's anything similar to this kind of curly hairstyle that he has. So I just gave him whatever sideburns were available, and the hat, I just gave him a green hat because nothing else really worked properly. I think he has green eyes, so that's fine to match. Try to make them a bit alien looking to give him more of the magical creature vibe. But this one, it was crazy to make because the interpretation of such a weird being into a real life old man is quite crazy. It's quite difficult to do without, because again, like if he's gonna be in a universe with humans, or at least creatures that don't look too exaggeratedly cartoonish, right? They have human features. He can't look like I've put all of the features into their crazy settings. I have to give him semi-reasonable settings, just enough to make him uncanny. So the nose, I made it as long as it could be without it being like borderly offensive. I don't know. It was he just has to look convincing that he can coexist in the same space as everyone else. So he has an exaggerated nose, but not maxed out. Not everything is maxed out. Same thing was with the ears, because his ears, they're like as big as his face in the cartoon. So but that, like, maxing out the ear scale felt like too much. It felt too much. So I think I have a good compromise going on as it is right now. Then the outfit, I think, obviously again they don't have the exact same outfit, but I gave him something that feels like close enough to what he would wear. Because they have all the patterns. They have the stripe pattern. He has a slight yellow red stripe. So that could work, and the waistcoat as well could work. Matched the trousers. Quite a bright green as well to make it more magical looking. But the one thing that's missing obviously is a flower. But there's no exact accessory that for the Sims that exists on that space, like in the lapel area. So I gave him a watch instead, which is nowhere near. But it will have to do, because it's the one red element that he's got going on right now in his outfit. The rest of the outfits, once again, I kind of sped through them. But his formal one, I think, is realistic, is convincing for what he would wear in the cartoon as well. Like this robe looking thing, I feel like is very Wizgiz as a character. And then the rest, oh my goodness, they just don't matter. I just kind of made them green to stick with the theme. And then it changes hairstyle, obviously, because it assumes that no Sim is gonna go to bed with a hat on, which is a reasonable thing to expect. But then I had to choose like a no hat hairstyle. Have no clue what it's meant to look like. So I gave him this crazy, like, it's not even a mullet. I don't even know what this hairstyle is, but it really doesn't matter. Then I just try to make all his outfits green. And then it's stuck with his hair not having a hat on his normal outfit, so I had to go back and make the hat again. Because I don't know. Sometimes it just forgets that the default option is the one with a hat. Then for his traits, I think he's quite, I gave him childish, excitable. I gave him like very, exaggerated traits, because in the series he's so much of a prankster, and like he's almost a comic relief character, although he's very smart as well. I gave him lucky because in this universe he's a leprechaun, I guess. But yeah, I gave him very exaggerated traits, just because I feel like he's a weird character, so he's gonna get weird and exaggerated traits. It's a bit typecasted, it's a bit stereotyped, but if we want to make them as distinct as they were in the series, that's how they have to be. So yeah, I think overall it was a good job for them. Probably a bit better matched than Farragonda, Griselda, and Barbatea, like the job that I did before. Um, Obviously especially like Palladium's outfit is not 100% what we need, but we work with what we have. And right now I chose to make them just housemates, not parent. Like I didn't choose to make Wizgiz Palladium's parent because I feel like that would be slightly weird, slightly off. I don't think it would make sense. So now for now they're just housemates. And yeah, we'll see how they'll start interacting with each other because I want to once every household exists in this place, I want to do like a little gameplay, see how everyone interacts with each other in a Sims universe. So yeah, that was all. And thank you so much. Bye.